Okay. Hello. Welcome. I hope you all have had a good week. I am heavily caffeinated as I attempt to hold myself together. I'm having medical treatments, and this will be we'll be having another couple weeks off after this, I'm afraid. So things are going to be a little bit more subdued, most likely. I am attempting to keep my energy up. I am attempting to hold things together. Why do you keep wanting to turn? I hope that's just my imagination. There we go. So we've got a D&D section where I'm going to talk about random D&D things. Afterwards, we will be doing more demos. Starting with 1666 Amsterdam, which I am looking forward to talking about. And we will get to the details why when we get to the game. First, however, I'd like to talk about an interaction that's a bit on the broken side, and very much the kind of thing where you say, okay, the rules and the game designers have confirmed this, but talk to your DM so they don't drop a lightning bolt on you. Because this is very much the kind of thing that could get you in some trouble with your DM if you try to pull it without consulting with them first. So, first, the Keen Mind feat, which is rather famously an absolutely terrible feat. You have a mind that can track time, direction, and detail with uncanny precision. You gain the following benefits. Increase your intelligence score by 1, normally the best part of this whole thing. You always know which way is north, you always know the number of hours left before the next sunrise or sunset, and you can accurately recall anything you have seen or heard within the past month. It's very, very niche. It's very, very But we know that there is a canon interaction, which is why in 2024 they removed it entirely. You no longer get the last part. But, a lot of people still play the 2014 version, with good reason. With Whispers of the Dead, which Phantom kept. Whenever you finish a short or long rest, you can choose one skill or tool proficiency that you lack and gain it as a ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you. You lose this proficiency when you use this benefit again to choose a different proficiency. But in 2014, per the original 5th edition rulings, Keen Mind allows you to remember it. You can just stack up your proficiencies and your tools and just have them canonically as part of the game. Rules as written and originally intended, though clearly they changed their mind. This is usually the only thing you can get out of this. However, I have realized that 2 of the witch subclasses actually benefit, and one of them is my new favorite. Teachers from the dead. You confer with spirits of gifted spellcasters like famed sorcerers and pious clerics so they can teach you their magical secrets. After a long rest, you can take 10 minutes to learn a cantrip of the sorcerer, warlock, druid, cleric, bard, or wizard spell lists. For you, this counts as a wizard cantrip. This cantrip does not count towards the number of cantrips you know and is not written on your spellbook, but you can cast it as many times as you want. You can use this cantrip until you finish a long rest. You lose this proficiency when you use this benefit again to choose a different oh, wait, no, hold on. Well, okay, this used to say long rest. I wasn't paying attention. But the point stands. You are learning something. You can recall anything you have seen or heard in the past month. Rules as intended for the original keen mind. That counts. Oral tradition has nothing to do with it. Spectral learning. At 6th level, you summon the spirits of slain foes to learn new abilities from them. When a creature you can see is brought down to 0 hit points, roll a d20 and add your proficiency bonus. Your roll must be higher than the creature's CR. So this isn't a guaranteed thing, but you are learning the new abilities. So at level 6, you can just, again, following the original keen mind interpretation, hold on to these abilities for 30 days. And when you hit Spiritual Savant, you can use this to just rotate through these in order to maintain the ones you want. Because you are learning things. That is the key word that we are leaning on for this whole thing. However, a second subclass benefits from this, and while I would not blame any DM, for looking at a witch wizard and telling them where they can stick their keen mind if they try this trick, I think that this is a pretty reasonable benefit to something else. The fighter archetype. So, Witchblade is irrelevant. Spirits of Masters. The Masters teach you a 3rd level, and only a 3rd level, subclass ability. There are some benefits to this. And I forgot to pull them up. But there are some notable benefits to this, in that there are some very, very nice subclasses to the fighter that you could retain through this. We're just going to look at the 2024 ones because there's a... Well, no, we'll look at a couple of 20... Look at some of the original ones too. Interestingly, the ones that are generally considered the best subclasses are not good for this, because they use resources that you will lose at the end of your long rest. Eldritch Knight will keep its 2 cantrips, but it loses its spell slots. So 2 cantrips are nice. Warbond is completely pointless because you already have that through your other ability. So the only thing that you will benefit from is having 2 wizard cantrips. And this is at 3rd level, so even when you reach level 10, it doesn't matter. Nope, you don't get a 3rd cantrip. That's just it. Battlemaster needs superiority dice. You lose these whenever you would go for the next long rest if this is not your chosen subclass ability. Meaning the only benefit you'll get is 1 type of artisan tools and proficiency in a skill. It's not great by comparison. And finally, the Psi Warrior requires psionic dice. The only thing you can do, so you do get an ability, is telekinetic movement. You can move an object or a creature with your mind. As a magic action, choose one target you can see within 30 feet of yourself. Target must be a loose object that is large or smaller, or one willing creature other than you. You transport the target up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Alternatively, if the target is tiny, you can transport it to or from your hand. And this recharges on a short or long rest. This is not useless. This can be very useful. In particular, moving a friendly out of range without attack of opportunity. However, you've lost the bulk of your power. And you can't spend die to recharge it. It's just short or long rest. So, your only real good option is to look at these and say, I'm going to pick one of these as my main, if this is what you want. And then I'm going to pick something else as my, what I keep remembering and just refresh every once in a while. And you get to remember. So you can do this. Banneret is like a very specific subclass, in my personal opinion. Comprehend languages, cast as a ritual, okay. You learn a language, which you can replace in a long rest, and you get a persuasion proficiency. Group recovery is easily the best thing here, where when you use your second wind, you give 1d4 hit points to, plus your fighter level, to a bunch of your friends. I personally am not sure about Banneret, but if you're playing a game where like Banneret is a good one, there you go. Champion, however, is so good that people will take a 3-level dip in fighter just for champion already. And now you just can have it. Okay? Improved critical, so you can crit on a 19 or 20, is all you need to know. It's not all we're going to talk about, but it's all you need to know. It is very, very good to have that on its own. Then, Remarkable Athlete. Advantage on initiative rolls and strength checks. Advantage on initiative is always amazing. Immediately after you score a critical hit, you can move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. That is also amazing. People take dips into fighter just to get this. They don't need anything else. This is all they need, and they've gotten what they want out of it. Plus, of course, the initial fighter abilities. Those could be worth it in a lot of builds too. So this is a very, very good universal one for you to take as the one that you're just going to keep in your pocket, because these are just learned things. These are just things you keep. Now, going over here and looking at the fighters. Oh, I went too far. What am I doing? The fighter subclasses. We get a bunch. Arcane Archer, Cavalier, Echo Knight, Rune Knight, and Samurai. Arcane Archer. You get either Prestidigitation or Druidcraft. Take Prestidigitation. Arcane Shot. You learn 2 Arcane Shot options, and you can fire twice per short or long rest. This is very situational, but if you're an archer or if you're multi-classing for archery things, this can be very, very good. It can also be kind of, why did you take this? But it can be very, very good. Cavalier, if you are playing in mounted combat, this is amazing. I think. I don't play fighters much. So, you get a bonus proficiency, or a language. Take the proficiency. And you can mount your horse or other animal of choice much faster, it is more difficult for you to be knocked off of it. This can be good for getting into a fight into a hurry. Admittedly, a lot of tables just kind of like ignore that, but if you're not, this is important. And finally, starting at 3rd level, you can manage your foes, foiling their attacks and punishing them for harming others. When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can mark the creature without needing to do Hunter's Mark nonsense till the end of your next turn. In fact, only ends early if you're incapacitated, die, or someone else marks the creature. When it's within 5 feet of you, it has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target you. You are the tank. Be the tank. Note, the creature that you are riding is not you. And in addition, if a creature marked by you deals damage to anyone other than you, you can make a special melee weapon attack against the marked creature as a bonus action on your next turn. You have advantage on the attack roll, and if it hits, the attack's weapon deals extra damage to target equal to half your fighter level. Regardless of the number of creatures you mark, you can make the special attack a number of times equal to your strength modifier. You gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Be a small creature, or like a mouse from Delver's Guide to Beast World. You can ride a friendly, and you are their tank, and you are hard to hit, and they don't need to worry about it. Also very good. Echo Knight is probably... Echo Knight's already one of the best fighter options. So being able to swipe the 3rd level abilities straight out the gate is amazing. 3rd level, you can use a bonus action to manifestly manifest an echo of yourself in an unoccupied space you can see within 15 feet of you. It is magical, translucent, gray image of you that lasts till destroyed. AC 14, yada yada yada. Stats can move around when you give it orders. You can teleport. You can attack from it. This is a very good ability. Sadly, you don't get the bonus things, but you get this main ability, and it's often worth it just for that. However, actually, we're going to save Rune Knight for last, because I think it's the best one. Samurai, you also get a bonus proficiency, and you get Fighting Spirit, which is very good, because you just say on your turn, I'm giving myself advantage. You also gain 5 temporary hit points. You can do this 3 times per long rest. The ability to just give yourself advantage for a turn is great. So it's a little boring, but it's very practical. And if you combine this with, say, Champion, improved crit, and I can choose to just have advantage. But Rune Knight, Rune Knight, Rune Knight, Rune Knight. Rune Carver, which gives you some special abilities when you'll only ever have the 2, is very, very good. You can do extra damage. You can get different bonuses. But this isn't why we're here. We're here for Giant Smite. You can become large. With advantage on strength checks. And once on each of your turns, when you attacks with a weapon or unarmed strike, deals an extra 1d6 damage. But then you have a large weapon. Or, then a friend casts Enlarge on you, and you're huge. And you can use a huge weapon. And this is just a learned ability. Even the runes are a learned ability as you have learned to craft the runes. They aren't spell slots. So you have some significant potential just right here for what you can do with Keen Mind having remembering abilities. But we're not done! Spiritual Style! Select a fighting style. When meditating using your spirits, you learn the additional fighting style. So you can just collect and learn fighting styles. This is not as potent as stacking up 2 or more. You start with 2, you can learn more. Same thing with the styles. Subclass abilities. But it is still quite good to have a ton of different fighting abilities on top of what you normally get. Battlefield Witchcraft is irrelevant. Exalted Witchblade is irrelevant. And Master of Spirits is the 3rd level thing before the 18th level ability. I don't know that we really need to go over it. I think I've driven the point home. And you rarely ever fight at this high tier. And honestly, if you are fighting at this high tier, it's far more likely that the DM is just going to give you this ability. But I think that this is the... Okay, the Phantom Rogue is the least overpowered of these. But rogues are already very, very powerful, so giving them more power is a little bit of... Really? I do not mind this for a fighter. I think that this is fine for a fighter, even if you get a little cheesy. Let them have the fun, let them have the buff, let them have the power. Witch Wizard. I want to play this as written. However, I can understand why a DM would look at me and tell me where to stick the keen mind. Because that is a significant power boost to the Witch Wizard. There's also some spell interactions that we will not be going over because I don't want to give people too many ideas. But there are other options that take this even further. I think it's interesting to have these interactions and these options, but you need to have a player that is willing to say, look, I'm doing this for the fun of it. I promise I won't abuse it. And you have to be willing to accept that the DM is the one running the game. They can tell you no. But I certainly think that at the very least, the fighter deserves more leeway for being able to cheese this, if you're going to do it. So, that is our opening D&D rant. Give me about half a minute, and we will jump to the game. I will see you guys in a sec. I say, in spite only Twitch needing to worry about the break. Because... the whispering you've been hearing is already the game. Once again, it had to draw shaders. They're doing... A lot of games are doing stuff with shaders these days. I need to plug that in before it gets too bad. I'm going to take a sip. That. Okay, Twitch should be satisfied. All right. So this is 1666 Amsterdam. And I've got a bit of a history for this. This isn't going to be 100%. This is something I highly recommend you look into. So, the developer of this was a lead dev for Ubisoft. He spoke out about some of the bad practices that Ubisoft is getting itself into way back when, and this is especially concerning things like the constant release date of, oh good, we're getting the same game again with Assassin's Creed over and over again, yada yada yada. They fired him. So he went off to make his own game. This game. Then they did a hostile takeover of the studio he was at. And the first thing they did after they took over the studio, before anything else, was fire him and lock down the game. So he had to sue to gain the rights of the game that he designed, that he came up with, that's his baby, back again. And now he won. And now we're playing it. And now I just realized it's time for my next Tylenol, so I'm going to hit A and then grab my Tylenol. I'm going to hit A again then, grab my Tylenol. I'm going to hit A again and then grab my Tylenol. Fine. Alright. I'm not going to bump it all the way, but I'm going to bump it a little bit so you guys can see. I like to do that. English subtitles, yes. Streamer mode, yes. I don't know why this needs it. Well, I could probably guess why this needs a streamer mode, actually. Noted.
I was born to be the collector. To protect a world I cannot be a part of. Destined to be feared for what I am. It is my fate. I have devoted my life to facing them. Those granted the power to raise souls. Those corrupted by their gifts. Tilting the ancient balance toward cataclysm. But at last, their debt is due. Every choice, every breath has led me to this moment. As the moon bears witness, I take the first step. My time has come. I am ready.
Okay, we're doing things. This is just the demo, so I do not know if this will be the whole night or not. I have stuff lined up afterwards, but I mean, I would not complain if this is the whole night, however long that I last. Motion blur, no. We don't do motion blur here. Once again, how did we get on this path? So many games where it's like, okay, how did we get to this random middle of nowhere path? Hi, Rippy. Oh, okay. Okay, hold left trigger to concentrate. Okay, we're doing things. And now floating. Welcome to our adventure. This experience is a production of Panache Digital Games. It is a work in progress. It will change, evolve, and grow over time. We know your destination. Trust your help us reach it. No, Rippy, because this is where we're going. This isn't how we got here. That is how we got here, apparently. Work inspires 7th century Dutch culture, among other things. Ooh. This is a neat way to do opening credits. Doing the voices, souls, characters you're about to discover. Sacred clearing of the Xaifax. Into your commencement ceremony. Okay. Been living? Am I supposed to hit a cat with this? I don't see anything else to hit with this. There's probably like a secret to hit here that besides the cats. But I think the cat's the only thing that I can obviously hit. Ah! The dances and the swirls and twirls of the recurrence going down an ever-changing path that nobody else can understand. Gaze reflects thoughts roaming the span of the universe, seeking eternal truths and knowledge. A whisper from across the void, a touch from the netherworld. The spirit holds many secrets. Stand straight and strong, eyes shine with courage and virtue. Calls to mind the kings, the just, and the mighty. Compelled to head out into the world with joy and pride. Aims to learn and grow, for only through the journey may it reach its full potential. Radiates innocence, a powerful urge to smell and see everything, to climb and crawl into every nook and cranny, all with open heart. connected to the elements, in tune with the constant changes of the world, transmutation of crude to noble, and the pursuit of wisdom its sole purpose. To stand and be true, to rise against the tide, stalwart in the face of challenges and holding strong to its duties. Sounds of rain and wind and foliage, smells of soil and trees. Away from the world of man, its heart beats as one with that of the natural order. There's a lot of these. I'm kind of thinking the alchemist for transmutating things.
Please come in.
Professor Lucas?
Yes. Yes, and you must be Cleo. I'm up here. Please join me.
Be right there.
Expert paleontology and Department of History at Bernard Landry University. I don't think I don't think it's 1666 anymore. Probably not. Is there anything else to analyze?
Please join me, Cleo. You may find it interesting.
Pleased to meet you, Professor Lucas.
The pleasure is mine, Cleo. I'm glad you called.
Were you looking for something in particular?
I was, but my intricate classification system failed me once again. You know, this is the exact spot where I met your father for the first time.
I will be your bad guy
Yes,
for the evening.
He was looking for essays on Rembrandt and other Dutch masters. His arms were brimming with books. He could barely see in front of himself.
That sounds like my father. Yes.
I recognized myself in his eagerness to learn. The same eagerness that brings you here, I suppose.
Oh. Yes. I have the letter he gave me. Could you have a look?
Absolutely. Let's go to my desk. So how's my dear friend Aaron?
You called my father a friend.
Of course.
He never talked about you before giving me the letter.
I was devastated when he told me about his condition. I'm sorry, Cleo.
He told you. When?
I saw him
Oh,
about
this
a
is
year
weird.
ago. He warned me that you were going to call when you were ready.
Oh. I guess he told you a lot.
Not much more. He is a very private person, as you know.
All right, devs. I know what you're trying to do. That's a little wonky.
Let us settle at my desk, just there, by the fireplace. Let's settle at my desk by the fireplace. It's the ideal spot to examine your letter.
True. Us and the escort moving at the same speed is
Now,
nice, but that doesn't
let's see
make it
that
any less
intriguing letter.
wonky. So someone's getting stabbed with the scissors, right?
I can't read past the first line my father wrote. And then there's this last part at the end. Both are in English, but everything else is... I was hoping you could help me. I've never seen anything like this before. The writing seems to be hidden behind some sort of veil, and there's movement in it. It's like something organic.
You're absolutely right. I've only seen this once before. I have a 300-year-old manuscript that has the same protective layer, which means that this letter is from the Xandaris tribe.
Xandaris?
Yes, it's a very ancient tribe. I wonder how your father got this letter.
Can you decipher it?
I'm afraid I can't. But there is a tome in here on ancient writing that mentions the Xandaris' protected communication. Although finding it may be a bit of a challenge, I think I might have stored it a little too well. The library's registry should help.
Yeah, probably.
Have a look in the ancient writing systems section. That's probably our best option.
Okay. Okay, section 6.
Did you find the tome? The library's registry might help. It's on the table in the center.
Other information exists regarding the Xandaris tribe, with its origins traced back to the pre-pottery Neolithic period, 10,000 BCE. More recent references of Xandaris emerged in the 14th century, alluding to the tribe as a secret society. Surviving accounts suggest that certain members of the tribe were in possession of a distinctive object known as a hiparan. When the hiparan was adorned and directed towards protecting information from other Xandaris members, the beholder was reportedly able to decipher their meaning. The nature of hiparan remains unclear, but it seems that the hiparan itself was concealed within an object that appeared unremarkable to the casual observer. Oh, absolutely. This guy is not the professor. Can't find it in his own library.
What did you find?
Protected Xandaris information was only decipherable through an object. Something called a hiparan?
Yes, of course.
So you've heard of it before?
I thought it was a legend. It varies depending on the source. I've never seen one.
They said it appears as something unremarkable.
I wonder, has your father ever given you something other than the letter? Something like a key or a pendant?
He gave this to me when I was a child.
I'm
But
gonna
I
make a
don't
joke
think it
about
has
getting a
anything to
pony,
do
but
with-
Fascinating.
I don't see how this could help us decipher a language.
Doesn't hurt to try.
how does she know to immediately do it this way?
It doesn't work.
It's all right. Aaron has thought this through. There must be something that we're missing. Something to activate it, maybe.
What makes you so sure that my father was behind this?
Would it really be so surprising?
I just wish he had told me more before he...
I understand, but this is his way to do so. Aaron made sure that we would meet in this very room. He's a brilliant man. None of this is coincidence. Have a look around. Hmm? See if there's anything that piques your interest. Something only you could notice?
Man, this guy is not doing a good job
Did you know
not
that
being
my father donated a
suspicious.
bust of Rembrandt to this school?
I didn't. I'm afraid to say I never paid much attention to their donors.
That must mean something, right? I know he loves this school, but...
I'd say follow that lead. There's a section in this library dedicated to Rembrandt.
Here's an idea. Touch the stone to the page. That's probably not the answer,
Aaron
but that
did
feels
leave
like
us
that should be
something.
obvious.
It wouldn't be surprising if it tied back to Rembrandt in one way or another.
I'm pretty sure it's that one. But I will check here to be sure. Well, according to this, it's that one over there.
I'm not sure your father left you anything here, but I do know he would have wanted you to look into Rembrandt. You should take a look at the section dedicated to the master.
It was section 16, wasn't it? Did I misread that? I thought it said 16. Yeah, bleeding on it would be a good point. $14. I got it reversed. Okay.
You might want to look into anything related to Rembrandt, Cleo. It makes perfect sense if we try to think as your father would.
Dev's, a little aggressive with the hints. I'm going in the wrong direction. Just donated by esteemed alumni and lecturer of our art history curriculum, Aaron Long Smith.
If Aaron did leave us something, it wouldn't be surprising if it tied back to Rembrandt in one way or
We
another.
get it. We get it, Mr. Evil Professor Man. Um. Oh, move! Cleo, you're close. This text is from an old acquaintance. I trust you will know what to do. That doesn't help us at all! Is it really just going to be put the rock on the paper? Which is like the first thing someone should try. Move faster?
Come now, show me what you have found.
That is
All
not
of
much
this
faster.
is most fascinating.
My father left me a note.
Wonderful.
I don't understand it, but my name's on it.
Let's see.
Do you know what these symbols mean?
It seems to refer to a special tool. A sacred tool,
Nope, there's the
most
bleeding.
probably, and blood from, I think it specifies lifeline.
Blood from a lifeline. I remember. From the
I knew
head.
the scissors!
That's it. That's the Hiparan. Aim it at the letter.
I feel like they should both be panicking a bit more. Well, she's panicking the right amount. He should be panicking more.
Are you all right?
Yes. It's...
Cleo, if you're reading this,
Papa?
it means you're experiencing Nux. It's this dark energy you can feel through your guts. Don't worry. It's yours, Cleo. And you'll become its master. You're my daughter, Mabel, and I love you deeply. I
What was
once
that?
promised to tell you everything about your mother. This is it. But not the way you were expecting.
There was a thing on the bridge
Take
that
these
was
words as
definitely
a
not
guide
person.
to prepare you for what's coming. It all started on December 30th, 1999. I was with Agnes, my girlfriend at the time. We were in Amsterdam for the year 2000 celebrations, and we had a room in a pretty cool hotel. I thought we were turning the page on a year, a century, a millennium. It was more than that. We were standing at the beginning of a new cycle. And you, Mabel, would be part of it.
Alright, we're doing the two-person wandering thing again. I don't think the game likes that. Nope, the game doesn't like that.
Everything starts with Agnes, as far as you and I are concerned, Cleo. But in fact, it's hard to grasp how ancient this story is.
Old soul,
Agnes
joyful.
was different. An old soul, yet joyful, always surprised by life. From the very beginning, it felt as though she already knew me. It was awesome.
They're cute together. She's a monster.
Agnes had planned something for us in our room that night. Some of her belongings had already been delivered. Ancient artifacts. I was fascinated. Truly, I had no idea what Agnes had in mind. know what, Cleo? I didn't care. I was in love.
Agnes is probably her mom. I don't like that the paintings clearly are freaked out by her.
I never questioned Agnes's actions. She had a way of making me feel important and wanted. Needed, even.
Are you gonna freak out too?
As we walked to her room, I felt a new kind of excitement. Impossible to describe. I didn't yet know I was about to lose my grip on reality. As you'll see, Mabel, losing my grip on reality is an understatement. The truth is, I never had a grip on anything at all. The closer we got, the more something stirred in my veins. Nothing unpleasant. More as though the city's canals were running through my body. There was something electric about Agnes. A force emanated from her. A force I was about to discover.
For a second, I thought that lady didn't have a face. They're not subtle at all with these paintings. Also, what is this hotel's map? Layout. Night Watch of Amsterdam. Well, there's a front. Indeed. I had to try.
All in all, what awaited me in that room never felt threatening, Cleo. Deep inside, somehow, it always felt as though I'd been chosen.
Ah. It's like happy music, him talking, but everything is just screaming. He's gonna be sacrificed or something.
Agnes went directly to the bathroom to put on her magic touch, she said. She didn't need any in my view. But she was being literal, I guess. Could you set up my relics the way I told you to? She asked from the bathroom. I had to rummage through a chest, a shelf, even her bag to find those things of hers. So old they were unsettling.
You don't say. Tapestries? Tapestry? Have we come to a view of the tapestries? Alright. Is there anything else to search before I do that last one? Okay.
Did all my mirrors get installed? She asked. Yes. They'd been placed around the bed, and the bed had been moved. Even now, I don't know how, or by whom. When everything was ready as Agnes requested, she came out of the bathroom. She was...
I would have at least considered asking a question at this
I
point.
have no words to describe what followed Cleo. It felt ethereal until I lost the thread. I woke up or something. I'm still not sure. I was a cat, Cleo. Yes, you read that well.
Hocus pocus,
was
it wants its
a
plotline
cat.
back.
The room was like in a nightmare. Agnes was floating, literally, and seemed frozen in time.
You know, I didn't take a close look at what this game was about. I thought we'd just be doing things in 1666. I may have some concerns.
Of course, I thought I was dreaming, but not for long. It was too real somehow. I could feel the fur on my body.
Oh, you're normal. If you remember, it mentions a cat. You could play as his name Cleo. And time, displace, person. Oh, that's a good point.
My senses were heightened. Everything I saw or heard became a voice calling me. Go further, and you'll see. Go
Ooh.
further, and you'll see.
further I went, the more real my sensations became. Yet the world around me felt increasingly surreal. It was scary, disturbing. But something was definitely calling to me, from what seemed to be the other side. And then, in a forest, yes, a forest, I knew it in my bones. It was someone calling me. A woman. Things were blurring together, Cleo. My cat spirit, a thirst for freedom, for leaping onto anything, and my pull toward her calls. And I saw her, frozen in time, like Agnes in the room. And my cat spirit again, a need to size her up.
Sacred tree. Its tree stands tall in the clearing, its twisted branches heavy with charms and tokens made of bones, twigs, stones, and twine. Centuries old, it stood witness to many past rituals and has become the living embodiment of Zendara's beliefs and worship. Noah, daughter of the apothecary Willem Brooklyn and of Angela, whose family name has been forgotten. She was raised by the descendants of Zendara's tribe to prepare her for her role as the Collector. She is the direct descendant of Terra, first Giver in the Giver-Collector bloodline, the first of the Zendars to receive Nux and spread it upon Earth.
Then it happened. For a brief moment, I became fully feline.
Welcome, Patarazzi. Welcome, Eren.
Eren? You know my name? We talk? I can talk? I was in shock, Cleo. Nothing made sense.
Yes, you are my union. My Patarazzi.
I'm a cat.
Of course.
But what?
Did no one tell you about the ceremony? Where you come from?
What? No! What do you mean?
It matters not for now. I'm Noah.
Matters a lot, actually.
Those are the Zendaris. Follow me, and I shall explain in all. We've much to do this night.
It was the only thing I could do anyway, Cleo. That woman, Noah, she seemed like the only one who could clarify all this.
I am way more confused. I am way more confused about what's going on now. That didn't answer a thing. Also, I thought we'd get a little more time as the lady in 1666. So all the other cats in... True, are there... Are there different results if we pick different people? This is very... That's it? I do like the broom wand combination instead of, you know, the usual. We're not going to necessarily do the whole thing. I just want to see if we get a different anything if we pick a different cat. It is a good thing that I was prepared with other things to do, though. I didn't think this would be this short, but I wasn't sure it'd take the full stream. Problem is you have to do it. Do I? I think it's just does a different person walk into the library? Though admittedly I can also go a little bit faster. So we did the alchemist. Let's do the dreamer.
Please come in.
Professor Lucas?
Okay.
Yes. Yes, and you must be Cleo. I'm up here. Please join me.
Be right there.
I didn't know if it was going to be like each cat is a different person in Family Line's path or not. That's what I was checking for. So, with that said, I don't think we need to retread the whole thing. Interesting, though. Very interesting. I have many questions. As you know, I have many sarcastic remarks. It definitely has my attention, and I am looking forward to more of this. That is for sure. However, for now, I think it's time to do the next one. However, I do not know if I'm going to take a short break and then we'll move to the next one. I do not know that we're actually going to run the full length with how I'm feeling. I'm trying to keep up my energy. I'm caffeinating a lot. I don't know if it'll hold. But for now, I will see you guys shortly. Okie dokie. More caffeination acquired. And on to the next bit of the... Why? I know why. I hit the wrong thing. Welcome to the next part of our stream tonight, Iron Nest. And if this doesn't take us the whole way through, I am not going to pick a third thing. Okay, select roast, place cup, balance heat, start and stop brewing. Iron Nest has been commissioned. Pre-operational ranging is required before active deployment. A target has been designated by High Command for calibration purposes. Confirmation of fire accuracy is the sole objective. Welcome to Papers, Please with Giant Guns. You are here. I rather like that. Okay. We are at H355. Target Q4 42. Oh. So 85.5 degrees, 8.96. How do I record this on my little thingy? Oh wait, is that already recorded? Never mind. Cool. We already, okay. So next, we need to load an HE shell. It says load 2, but it says calculated powder is 1. Ah. Very satisfying. All right. Bearing 85.5 degrees. Wait a minute. Is this our rotation? This is our rotation. Wait. And you can see it rotating up there. Up at the top of the screen. Okay, elevation. We did not calculate elevation. How do we calculate elevation? That doesn't do me any good. Okay, so there is an elevation calculator somewhere that I missed. Ah! There we go. 53.76 degrees. There we go. Got us pretty close. Okay. This is the fun part. Fire mission confirmed. Shell type confirmed. Bearing confirmed. Range confirmed. Gun is armed. Those appear to be civilian hits. We appear to have hit a city. Calibration confirmed. IRNS is combat ready. Stand down, await off our shores. Retire to your bed and get rested. Victory depends on your readiness at any time. Glory to Castillo. Ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. Friendly hospital destroyed. Ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. Friendly Civ 3 destroyed. Oops. Okay. Just wait to have just for win. Oh, I know. Ah! That's cool to put that menu there. Is that hooked up to anything? There we go. Ah. Monster strike on Mercy Ward. Official report. Anti-monarchist detonated a bomb in the hospital's entry courtyard, murdering 136 and maiming over 300 citizens. A brutal atrocity meant to shatter the very heart of Castile. The attack occurred during the visiting hours, which has been described by the king as particularly unsporting. In fact, you could close that. It tells me probably. So yeah, they are blaming our fire. Fire and light. Intelligence has identified an anti-monarchist element operating within the city. Separately, High Command has scheduled a celebratory illumination over the Royal Palace to mark the General's Peace Initiative. Iron Nest has been assigned to both operations. Hostile element has been identified within the city. Triangle the target position. Destroy it. Ordnance HE only. Check adjacent typewriter for field reports. So just false flag shooting our own hospital. Yep! So we are still at 5-5. So spotter 1, N920. Spotter 2 is at O2. Three, 8. Bearing 92 degrees from spotter 1. Well, this doesn't show me the degrees. This just shows me the distance. Will this show me the degrees? It will. Okay, cool. Okay, bearing 92 flat. Bearing 40 degrees from spotter 2. That looks an awful lot like a civilian town. So that means our target is some poor guy's farm. Here. Which I probably should also mark with this. Bearing and range. Okay. So 12.9 1 kilometers. Okay. So we're going to need 3 charges. Seeing if there's anything new. We're still firing HE only. We're committing war crimes, but this is really satisfying. .9 degrees. Angle 51.64. Fire mission confirmed. Shell type confirmed. Bearing confirmed. Ranging confirmed. Gun armed. Okay. Craters, right where I calculated it. I may have missed though. Target destroyed, reconnaissance photos transmitted. 2 additional hostile elements have been identified in the recon photos. Destroy both before proceeding. Okay. So, pretty sure we can hit those with one well, no, maybe not. We're hitting the stars, aren't we? Not the squares. Okay, so new target, 13 kilometers. New bearing and range. Okay, so we are still firing HE. Okay, 67.3. New elevation, 52 degrees. Two birds with one shell. Target is destroyed. Phase one complete. Second fire mission is now authorized. High Command orders starbursts over the Royal Palace. Star shell only. Non-combat operation. Fire in the vicinity of the coordinates below. A ground observer will mark corrections directly on impact recon photos. Adjust and repeat fire until High Command confirms satisfactory burst position. Okay, can I clear my current thing? I can. Okay, we're just gonna kinda get these out of the way. There we go. Get these out of the way on the other side. There we go. These. Feel like if you don't switch out of HE, this is an outstanding game over. Probably. Alright, Spotter 1. Is Spotter 1 at the same position? I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of Spotter 2. Darn it! There was Spotter 2. Okay, bearing 257. And 4.81 kilometers. Stop that. There we go. .81 kilometers. There we go. So it is 12 and a half. .50 flat. Star. Where are you going? I'm stupid. $26.88. Good. Using 2 bags. Vivian, thank you for following. Welcome. You're subbing. Thank you. Welcome. Vivian, sorry. And Trollus, thank you for following. Welcome. What am I doing? 8.88. Yeah. Hope the night finds you both well. This war crime is for you. Did okay, you want me over this way? It doesn't really tell me where you want me over here. I guess I'll put a shell there and we'll hope. Spotter 2 is drunk apparently, quite. Oh! Cool. I can do this. Okay, range is still 4.48 kilometers, apparently. So I'm gonna assume we're still doing same elevation. 58.2. Elevation is still 26.88. Okay, so you definitely want me. Let's try here. Spotter was also clearly drunk. Indeed. Okay. Another star shell. Oh. Oh. Well, let's hope we're right. If we're wrong, we're in trouble. We may be in trouble. This looks like it's where they want us, but, oh good, they gave us another one. Yay! That's very generous of you. Flat. Elevation 35.46. Starboard's position confirmed. Fire mission complete. Stand down till further orders. Glory to Castile. Do we want to do it? Do we want to do it? No, I want to see if this goes any farther. I don't want to redo all that. A night of celebration marred by atrocity. On an evening set aside to honor the general's continued pursuit of peace, the anti-monarchists remind us all that no such pursuit concerns them. Their only correspondence arrives written in blood of innocence. How many times must we turn the other cheek? For 3 years, the general has extended every olive branch available to him, and for 3 years, the British rebels have returned the branches of flame. As His Majesty the King honored the general's dedication to peace with the medal. The anti-monarchists desecrated the ceremony with artillery fire upon a civilian quarter. One wonders when the general's patience will find its limit. Services, crater filling, and conversion. Turn that unsightly hole into a productive well or patriotic pond. For sale, home, some reassembly required. Oof. Services, cellar deepening and reinforcement. Stay below longer, safer, quieter. New. Lost, small fire. For sale, reinforced lunch pails. Now with shrapnel-resistant lid, keeps bread fresh and intact. Eat safely, work bravely. For sale, children's toys. For sales, one slightly used crater. Ideal for pawn, seller, or conversation piece. Do not speculate, and verified explanations cause instability. Instability helps the enemy work through the whistling. General affirms commitment to peace. His Majesty the King has entrusted me with a sacred mission, the general stated. The peaceful unification of the Iberian people through reconciliation. It is a mission I do not abandon lightly. Impressed as to what he meant by lightly, the general did not elaborate. Bread prices stable except where explosive. The Ministry of Supply reassured citizens that grain reserves remain ample following reports of bakery detonations in several towns. Officials attribute the blast to overly patriotic yeast and praised bakers for pushing fermentation to new horizons. Consumers are advised to chew confidently and keep distance from the ovens. Loud noises build character. Citizens are encouraged to endure with enthusiasm. Services, rubble sorting. We're like super duper bad guys. Liberation! Anti-monarchist forces have maintained an occupation in Ciudad Real. High Command has ordered the city restored to the Crown. Iron Nest has been repositioned to support the operation. Requisition procurement is authorized to meet operational requirements. I don't know how to reopen the blast shield. Open! Why are you doing that? Well, we are on a demo, I guess. The blast shield appears to be glitchy. Noted. Reposition it quick. Iron Nest is at I-653. Okay, destroy 5 hostile infantry units within the designated urban sector. Requisition console is authorized for ammunition and powder charge procurement at your discretion. Iron Nest is at 5-3. Spotter 1, Spotter 2, and Spotter 3. Infantry 1, Infantry 2, and Infantry 3. Bleed in friendly urban sectors, bleed in friendly urban sectors. So, Infantry 1, Infantry 2, Infantry 3. I'm really glad they gave us a notepad for this. This would be absolutely miserable to try to keep track of otherwise. Okay. Infantry 1, or Spotter 1 is at E10. (9-3). So you're just hiding out almost off the map, coward. Spotter 2 is at K766. Spotter 3 is at F233. Okay. Infantry 1 is at bearing 228 from Spotter 1. And bearing 261 from Spotter 2, which makes them there from me. Oh, is second gun able to be fired? Okay, in that case, let's do the next one as well. From Spotter 2 is 260. And from Spotter 3 is 303. Someone whack the dog? Making that our second round of shots. So, with that, first range, 8.47 kilometers. using... Is 2 shells enough? It is! And 8.49 kilometers. Okay, those are our first 2 shells. Both are high explosive. Yes. I'm assuming high explosive. How do I procure shells? I like this one. Where's my radio to procure shells? Well, where's the requisition console? Oh, here we go. Requisition credits. Okay, we want HE shells. Okay, so that's a shell each. I guess we'll start with that. How do I know how many powder charges it gave me to work with? I'm gonna hit it a second time just in case. Oh, I can't even select which one I'm doing. Alright, we're gonna find out if this is a waste or not. Okay. Oh, it says I have plenty of powder charges, so I guess I am probably fine. Okay, 50.82. And 50.94. Okay, so that is... the two angles, so we're gonna aim one bearing first, then the other. So we are 267.5. For the first shell. Oh! 266.1 for the second shell. Okay, so we've got one kill. On Infantry 2. Infantry 1 was missed. Infantry 3 we didn't bother with. Nothing with Infantry 3 and 4. Okay, so that's a kill. How do I get rid of you guys? That's how. Okay. They're out of the way. So. We want to hit that. And that. Given we can see where it is, maybe we don't need to go through all the rigmarole for the target 3. Let's see what happens. Shall we? Now, Infantry 2 can be removed. And we'll see what happens there. So, we need 2 more HE shells. 8.26. For infantry 1. .45. Or infantry 3. Now we're going to want now, which one are we closest to pointing at? Target 1 again. So, 8.2. This is going to go down to 49.56. And this is going to go down to 50.7. So we are currently pointed at infantry 1. And 62.4. Infantry 1 is a kill! And infantry 3 is a kill. Forest Reserves report probable enemy ammunition cache across the river. Priority target designated. Conduct recon flight over grid P4. Confirm position and neutralize with AP ordnance. Recon plane requisition card has been issued. Present card at requisition console to authorize overflights. Well, I'm also going to need an AP shell. Interesting mechanic here. Let's get rid of these for... Okay, so... we wish to scout over P4. And it does not say where. Oh, okay, that one doesn't give me any bearings, okay. So, bearing 104.7. Okay, I didn't know if there was a second one there. Okay, that's where we want to hit. Okay, 108.3, range 6.8 kilometers. With 2 bags. 40.8 degrees. Okay, so 180. With 2 bags of powder. Bearing 108. It is cool that I can leave these controls to do this on their own. Oh, sweet. .8. We have a kill. Destroyed, additional requisition granted. Cache destroyed while executed. 2 hostile infantry units remain in urban sector. Complete the destruction in detail. Okay, so we have no idea. Do I just requisition another plane and see what happens? Okay, 286.8 degrees. Where do we want to start at? Actually, no, it's probably... I don't know why I was doing that there. Let's not do that. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna start at F6, 273 degrees. How many degrees was that? 273. And then while we wait for that, let's do HE shell to each one. Okay, nothing was found, so let's do that. Starting in G5, 256.4 degrees. Okay, I'm sure that'll be important later. How many where am I going again? 256.4. My brain. G5, good grief. Aha! Time for more war crimes. There we go. Those look like two baggers. Okay, so since this is closer, we're going to fire the right gun first. Oh, I took him out with the first shot. uh, Site to clear. Local garrison will consolidate from this point. Stand down till further orders. Well, everyone just ignore the second crater I left. Oh, right. So this stays stationary, and this rotates around it. That's cool. The Royal City reclaimed. Ciudad Real, November 18th, 1927. The Royal City was restored to the crown this morning as the general drives the anti-monarchist occupation from its streets. The city, His Majesty the King was pleased to learn, is almost majority intact. For sale, reinforced lunch pails. Rumors are dirty. Do not carry them in your mouth. For sale, home summary assembly, rubble sorting. For sale, hats previously owned. Pre-ventilated headwear ensures smooth airflow to the brain. Services, family portraits. Capture your family today before circumstances change. Oof! It's again, roof tiles. Services seller, deepening reinforcement. This is fine. Official assessment of the current situation remains unchanged. Inventor claims to have trapped lightning in a jar. Senor Delgado of Zaragoza claims success in capturing infinite electricity within a reinforced glass vessel. The Ministry of Fraud Prevention is shocked. Castile calls, you will answer. Those who answer the call voluntarily will be remembered as heroes. The General encourages you to be remembered as a hero. The Sierra Autojaros delivered Ciudad Real. The General Sierra Autojaro artillery observation units have been credited for their decisive actions in liberation of Ciudad Real, marking what military observers are calling the first genuinely practical application of aircraft in warfare. A source of military intelligence described the aircraft as a significant advancement in the science of knowing where things are, and notes that this provides a critical first step in blowing things up. For sale, window glass, half price, bulk rates for repeat customers, fits most surviving frames. Andalusia hides in mountains. Castile stands in the open. Interesting. Oh, yeah, because I requisitioned too much. Counter battery. Enemy forces have deployed artillery across the river in response to the recent operations. This was anticipated. Iron Nest has been cleared for active engagement under direct fire conditions for the first time. Enemy forces have been caught mid-resupply in an exposed position. No counter battery threat has been identified in the sector. High Command has authorized engagement at Iron Nest's discretion. I am not feeling so great, so I think I'm gonna call it here. So I will not be streaming for the next 2, maybe 3 weekends, unfortunately. I will be streaming on Sunday at least. Afterwards, I will be gone for a bit. I hope you all enjoyed. Sorry to leave early, but I am just... The Tylenol is not helping as much as I would hope it would help. So that was 1666 Amsterdam and Iron Nest demos. And I will see you in the next stream. Be safe and have a good one.